Hey guys, this is NDM here, welcome you back to another episode of Let's Play Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Blue Rescue Team. Okay, so in the last episode, we got to the Exetu on the Hill of the Ancients, and he basically told us where we need to go next. We need to go to the islands, which we need to use Surf to get there. Right, okay, so the reason why I haven't been recording recently is because I've not been feeling well, and I still feel kind of crap at the moment. My ears really hurt, and I'm not going to be talking too loud because it kind of hurts my ears enough as it is having the headphones wrapped around my neck. I've been suffering with this earache for about a week now, and it hasn't gone away, so I don't know. I might have to go to the doctors and see what they can do. They might have to put something in my ear to try and stop it from hurting, because at the moment it's just excruciating, it's painful. I'm going to try my best and see how it goes anyway. Right, I just noticed that when I was, before I started recording, I have a lot of money on me. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put all that money into storage just in case that I die in this dungeon, because I don't want to take the risk of dying here. So the wise thing to do is to put everything into the bank. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. And how much money do we have in total now? We have 25,498 Pokedollars. That's pretty sweet, considering. We're definitely raking in the money now. Do I have my friend bow equipped? Because I need to make sure that I do. Yeah, I have my friend bow equipped. Alright, so we also definitely need to make sure that we don't die in this dungeon, because if I die in this dungeon, that also means that I could end up losing my friend bow. And that's not what I want to do. Right, okay, so let's go to Fiery Field, the first of the 3 dungeons on the island. Okay, so we have rules here. Is it okay to enter this dungeon with the following rules? Game will be saved before entering. Well, yeah, I guess. Okay, so I guess if we die, we can restart the emulator and start off the dungeon from where we left off. So that means we don't have to... basically it means that we don't lose anything, so we always have like a backup save in case we die. But if I accidentally somewhat manage to press save when I do die, then I'm screwed. Because when you die it gives you the option to save, but you want to restart the emulator or Game Boy or 3DS, or no, not 3DS, or DS, whatever console you so happen to be playing it on. You can then restart the console and it will take you back to the beginning of the dungeon, I think. I'm not 100% sure on that, but yeah. This dungeon gets pretty tough later on because you start fighting Charmeleons, which are pretty powerful. Okay, I didn't mean to electrocute you, I'm sorry, dude. And that's a Reviver Seed wasted. Oh my god, what is it with these traps? They're everywhere! Dude, look at that! 3 traps right next to each other, seriously? Oh my god, another one? That's ridiculous, you don't need that many traps in one room. That's crazy. And now that's another Reviver. Oh my god, this is the first floor, and I've lost both of my Reviver Seeds because of stupid traps. All clumped up together in one confined room. That is stupid as hell. I would understand if the room was like really big, but look at how small that room was. Like, you did not need to put that many traps so close together. And that's why traps in this dungeon can be really bogus at times. Especially the sticky traps, because that makes you unable to use items, and it made one of my Oran Berries sticky, so that means I can't heal myself with an Oran Berry, and I think it might be the only Oran Berry that I have on me. I don't know, because I don't usually bring Oran Berries with me into dungeons for some strange reason, because like I'm always so overly confident that I think I'm not going to die, and then BAM! I'm dead. Right, so yeah, the dungeon starts off pretty easy. You get Nummels and, well, I guess really the big threat are the Ursa-rings. Like, they're the Pokemon that's gonna really make you screw up. And look how low on health I am already. It's because of these stupid damn traps, that's what it is. I'm gonna die here, I know it. I should have came to this dungeon way more prepared. See, look at that. Okay, so apparently you can't reset the emulator and hope to resume the dungeon from the start, because apparently if you die, it also deletes your quick save. Which means we've lost everything! Hooray! Not exactly what I wanted to go to plan, but yeah, we actually have lost everything. We have lost. I've lost my friend Bo. Actually, no, I haven't. I just thought of a brilliant idea. Alright, so I thought of the brilliant idea of reopening my save state that I saved on the emulator, and it took me straight back to where we was at the start of the video. So now we just got to go straight back to the dungeon again, and hopefully we don't die on the first floor, get gang raped by a bunch of traps and stuff. Wait, what? Where's my surf? What? Oh, no, that's right. Okay. I think it's in the storage. It better be, huh? Otherwise, I'm screwed. So we'll take out... yeah, surf. I apparently don't have any reviver seeds in storage, which is kind of a bummer, because I used to have a lot of reviver seeds, but I had to use those to get the legendary birds, I think. Well, speaking of which, there are 2 joy seeds and there's 1 reviver seed, and you know what? I will gladly go ahead and pick those up because they are very useful items, actually. So I'm going to take out, I reckon about 7,000 will probably be enough to get all that stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm basically going to give all that, well, both, I'm contemplating on probably giving both joy seeds to Venusaur, because Venusaur is a Pokemon that is kind of weak at the moment. Well, actually, to be honest with you, both of my Pokemon are fairly weak, so it'd be kind of cool to get both of them leveled up evenly. So I don't know if to give like Pikachu 1 revival seed and then give Venusaur 1 revival seed. I don't know, we'll do something as soon as we get into this dungeon. Alright, so this has to be a perfect run of this dungeon. I am not going to die. I'm going to make sure I don't die, because Entei is not really a hard boss. Entei is just like a, I guess you could say like a mini boss, because the whole quest is you fighting the legendary dogs, and the build-up is to Ho-Ho, which is like the main legendary here. So I guess you could kind of say that the legendary dogs are essentially mini bosses. Alright, so yeah, as you can see, Venusaur's level 37, and I can boost Venusaur up to level 39, which would be very useful, because then they'll both be evenly balanced in level. So, oh, I didn't mean to give it to myself. Oh, you dummy. Well, hang on a second. Oh, Thunder. Well, that's a good move. Okay, well, I guess I'm not regretting that now. So what should I get rid of for Thunder? The good thing about Thunderbolt, though, is that it multiply hits enemies. Like, it can hit more than one enemy in one area. But I don't know if Thunder can, because Thunder is more like of a powerful move, and you know what powerful moves are? They normally focus on one Pokemon at a time. So, you know what? I'm just going to get rid of Dig here. I know it's kind of weird, but Thunder is a very useful and probably the most powerful Thunder attack that you can learn for Pikachu. Besides Spark, but I think Spark is a TM in this game, so... But actually, I think Thunder has a low accuracy. I'm not entirely sure. It might have been a bad idea to get rid of that. I should have probably gotten rid of Secret Power, to be honest. But I can easily get Dig back anyway if I really wanted to. I could get Dig from a TM and then teach it to Pikachu and remove Secret Power, because Dig is a lot better than Secret Power, because Dig can actually avoid enemies, and it also gives Pikachu an upper hand on opposing types. So fire types would be weak against Pikachu because ground type moves are weak or super effective against fire type Pokemon. Oh, I haven't given my Venusaur the other Reviver Seed yet. I'm gonna have to do that. But that means I'm gonna have to remove his defense scarf, but that's no problem. I'll just have to give it to him back. If I can do something about that, at the moment he's trying to attack other Pokemons, and I can't move for some strange reason. I was like stuck in limbo. Alright, so we're going to give that to you, and you are going to then eat that Joy Seed, and you are going to gain a level to level 38. Why do I keep returning it? What? I'm screwing this up so bad. Okay, give to Tyler, and then eat it. Use. There we go. So Tyler grew to level 38. And he didn't gain any stat gains from that, which is kind of stupid. He only gained 1 HP from that stat gain. That was kind of stupid. But as you can see, Joy Seeds are very useful because it helps in grinding as well. Because I would actually say this game is a lot more harder to grind in than what it is on normal Pokemon games. Because in this game it kind of drags out. I don't know. Because you don't come across Pokemon as frequently in this game as what you do in other Pokemon games, and when you're doing it on an emulator you can speed up the emulator so that it makes it faster for you to grind. And that's how I did Fire Red. When I had to grind, I would always speed up the emulator to make it go faster so that I could get grinding sessions done a lot quicker, because I don't want to sit there and treat it as if I was playing it on my own. You know, I want to try and get things done as fast as I can, so that I can get videos out, if you know what I mean. I don't want to sit there for 2 hours, you know, mindlessly grinding to get to a certain level, whereas you can just speed up the emulator and it makes things a hell of a lot more faster. But if you're doing it on a DS emulator, that's not possible. You can't speed up a DS emulator. It'd be cool if you could, but you can't. There might be an emulator out there that can actually speed up, but as far as I'm concerned, there is no emulator out there that speeds up. The emulator that I'm using right now is DSEMU-Me. You can also use NoCache GBA, which is a very good DS emulator, which is also compatible with Game Boy games as well, to simulate the DS Lite, because the DS Lite had a portable Game Boy Advance slot that you could put your Game Boy Advance games in. Yeah, I had a lot of DS Lites. I went through about 5 or 6 DS Lites, because like I think the reason why most of them broke was because either the screen broke or that it wouldn't read cartridges properly. Because the DS is a double screen, obviously. And the top screen is attached to the bottom screen, and it's easily able to snap off from the bottom screen. Yeah, the connector that connects the bottom screen to the top screen, it can break, and that's what causes the screen to come off, which makes it unusable. Hidden power. Yeah, I don't think I can learn that. So I'm going to get rid of that. It's basically the same as secret power, there's no difference. I think one's more powerful than the other. But really, what's the point? I mean, if you already have one move, it's better just to stick with it. I mean, I could teach it to Venusaur, but Venusaur's pretty good on moves at the moment. He's got Razor Leaf, Bullet Seed, Sleep Powder, they're all good moves. I think Venusaur hasn't gotten rid of Tackle yet, strangely enough. So I might need to get rid of that at some point, because Tackle is one of those moves that can be improved upon, because you can learn moves like Takedown and Body Slam, which are essentially Tackle, but a lot more powerful version of Tackle, and does a lot more damage. But Tackle is the most basic generic move in the whole of Pokemon, in my opinion. Okay, please don't kill me here. Thank you very much, Ursaring. Okay, I'm gonna have to eat an Oran Berry here, I think. Yeah, things are looking pretty rough already. We're only on the 5th floor. What's going on here? I thought this kind of stuff was supposed to happen later on. I mean, geez. Things are starting to get real now, huh? Alright, we confused him. That's going to make things a lot easier. Yeah, he still knows tackle. I need to get rid of that. Probably for Solar Beam, but... yeah, Solar Beam's a very good grass type move. But the only problem is with Solar Beam, it's like Hyper Beam. You use it, you have to wait for it to recharge, which makes you vulnerable. And I've just been smoke screened, and so has Venusaur. Great! How was I supposed to know that was going to happen? I'm psychic. I have an IQ of 5,000. I don't know. Okay, I'm still smoke screen. Well, there is a chance that you can actually hit while you're smoke screen, but the chances are quite low. And how did I get burnt from that? I used an electric attack. That shouldn't burn me, dude. God, Magmas are the most bogus Pokemon. Why is there so many Magmas? What is going on here? There's like Magma on the top. Oh, and there's Charmander coming to join in on the fun as well. We got freaking Magmars up the arse, and then we got Charmander. We got random Charmander. Alright, if you could so kindly give me a chance here so I can at least defend myself. There we go. That's more like it. There better not be monster houses in this dungeon, because if there's monster houses, I'm gonna flip out, I tell you. Because monster houses are the worst. They really are. You don't want to get stuck in a monster house, especially in one of these kind of dungeons. But the electric dungeon isn't going to be so bad. I think this is going to be the most challenging one out of all three of the dungeons, to be honest. Maybe the ice one might give Venusaur a bit of trouble, but it won't give Pikachu much trouble. It's just that this dungeon is a mixture of fire and ground, and like fire is super effective against Venusaur, and then ground is super effective against Pikachu, which isn't very good. So I want to try and get to Entei without using a single Reviver Seed, but I don't think that's going to be possible. What's this orb here? That's a scanner orb. I'm going to get rid of that. There's no point in keeping it. Alright, so I'm guessing it must be this room down here then that has the staircase. Yeah, it always seems to be the last room that you check, for some strange reason. Oh, that's great. Just lost all my PP. My bladder's empty, somebody please help me, I need a refill. Give me some of that Mountain Dew. That'll fill me up. Ah, great, now we got one of these confusion panels. Yeah, I'm not going to record Donkey... Oh, wow, how convenient. There's the staircase. If I can get on it without, like, committing suicide here. There we go. Yeah, as I was saying, I'm not going to be recording Donkey Kong Country today, because I'm not even sure if I'm going to record Mario Party, because this video is going to be long enough as it is. Well, actually, I might split it into 2 videos, because, this dungeon's going to take 20... I think it's 20 floors long, each dungeon on this island. So... yeah. I'll stop the video after I've done this floor. And then I'll resume recording for the next video as we take on the rest of the dungeon. Where we will see deadly Charmeleons and all sorts of nasty stuff. Yeah, doing the Great Canyon was like a breath of fresh air, because that dungeon was really easy. But then we're going into the hardcore stuff again. Alright guys, I'm going to end off the episode here and continue on to the next episode. So, in the next episode of Let's Play Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Blue Rescue Team, we shall take on the last 10 floors of the Fiery Field and fight Entei. So until then, this is NDM saying thanks for watching, take care everybody, see you on the next video, and goodbye.